Hey, this is Mike Durer, and I wanted to go over with you one of the biggest questions that most first-time home buyers are going to have. And it's a huge question because it talks about how much money are they going to need to get in a house. Now, I did a little research and I found that Fannie Mae did a survey, and the biggest reason that people don't buy houses by the 50% was that they didn't have enough cash, or they didn't think they had enough cash. What I'd like to do is I'd like to dispel any question that you might have about how much money you're going to need to close on a house. All right, let's talk about it. Let's break it down. The first thing you're going to need to do, or the first thing that you're going to need to have, is earnest money that represents a kind of a what's the term I'm looking for? It's a commitment to the seller that you're serious about buying their house. So the earnest money is a commitment, and it usually represents about 1% of the amount of the house. So if it's a $150,000 house, a valid earnest money check would be about $1,500. Now, there is a standard of at least $1,000, so you can count on that. And I've seen people accept less, but the 1% number is a good number. The second part of that is you want to pay, or you want to get an option to inspect the property. And this usually is a less expensive version, so it's usually $100 in option fee. And the $100 buys you 7 to 10 days to have your inspector go out there and look at the property. Okay? And the 7 to 10 days is usually plenty of time to do that. So what the inspector does is that he goes and he looks at the roof, he looks at the foundation, he looks at the plumbing, he looks at the electrical, and he's probably going to look at the heating and air conditioning system too. But that brings up another expense because you got to pay the inspector, and you can anticipate smaller houses anywhere from $250 to $350, and then on the bigger houses it could be anywhere from $350 to $650, just depending on how much time the inspector is going to spend out there. So let's summarize. First you have your earnest money, 1% of the purchase price, then you've got your option fee, and then you've got to pay the inspector, which again could be anywhere from $300 to $600. At that point, once you've inspected the property and have decided that you're going to buy that property, then the lender is going to want you to order the appraisal. It's time to order that appraisal. Now, you don't want to spend that money earlier because the inspection really tells you if this is the house that you really want to buy. At that point, you're pretty much committed to buy it, so we're going to order the appraisal. Now, the appraisals, I've seen them range from anywhere from $350 to $550, so just you have to be prepared for that. So again, we got the earnest money, we got the option fee, we got the inspection, and we got the appraisal. Okay, I know a lot of this is adding up pretty good. Now, you have to think about you're going to have a down payment, right? Your down payment is going to vary depending on the type of loan that you do. 3.5% is the minimum for the FHA programs. 5% is the minimum for the conventional programs. And then you have two kind of special programs out there. There's the USDA, which requires 0% down, and it's only available though out in the outlying counties for the Houston metropolitan area. And then of course you have a VA down payment, which is 0 for vets, and it's a great program for vets. So if you're a vet, there's no reason you should do any other loan than a VA loan. So you got the down payment. Then at closing, you're going to be asked to have a prepaid taxes and insurance. And what this is, the real estate cost in the Houston metropolitan area, most of the counties around here, is about 3% of the value. Okay, so let's break this down for you real quick. If you, again, buy that $150,000 property, your estimated taxes are going to be about $4,500 a year. Okay, so you break that into what the amount of the monthly amount is, and you multiply that times 3. Okay, so 4,500. I'm not sure what that would be. Let's say it's $375 is probably a pretty good number, and then you'd have 3 months of that that's going to go into your escrow account as a cushion, so that when you pay your payment, that 1/12 of that amount is going to go into your escrow account. And then on the homeowners insurance, there's not really a number that I can come up with. I usually calculate somewhere between $125 and $175 a month for a monthly homeowners insurance part. Okay. Now, at closing, you're going to be asked to pay a full year of your hazard insurance in advance and then cushion that amount with another 3 months for the escrow account. And that's going to require some longer explanations. And then finally, you've got your title company fees and your lender fees. Now, this all seems like a lot of money, and the truth is it can add up pretty easily to $8,000 to $10,000 to $12,000 to $15,000, and it's the biggest reason that most people don't buy houses. But if you'd like to know more information about exactly what we're talking about as far as what it's going to cost you to get into a house, I'd love to chat with you. Also, there are very good ways to reduce the amount of money that you need to get in a house by half. And I'd love to talk to you about that and help you and guide you on that information. And I will tell you that I'd say 50% of the people that are buying houses today can reduce the amount of money that they need to get in a house by half just by using this strategy. So I look forward to talking to you. My number's going to be right there. It should be right there. Yes. And again, love to hear from you. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.